So Duxter is like LinkedIn for your gamer life. So Facebook's for your personal life, LinkedIn's for your professional life, and Duxter's for your gamer life. So we're striving to become the home for your gamer life.
We got launched on election day, so that's at this point 4 months ago. We went from a couple thousand users in the first month into 86,000-ish currently.
Wow.
So we're trying to break 100,000 this month, and we'll see if we can actually make that. But fingers crossed, and we're certainly going the right direction.
You think you know your customers, you know your market, because you are, right? Our entire team, we're all gamers. I mean, Sky's a gamer, I'm a gamer. Sure, we don't play as much as we want to, but we are gamers. It's part of who we are. And so you naturally start with this bias of, hey, this is what I would like, this is what I'd like to see. And we were, I don't know if we should say we were smart enough, or we just got pushed in the right direction from advisors early on, where we did a ton of research and we talked to thousands and thousands of gamers to really understand what they want and how they actually were different than we were. And so we would like to know all of that. We'd like to know everything we know about gamers today that we knew then, to make sure that we were building the right product for the audience.
We put Flash games on the site basically as a way for people to kill time, because we were still working on building an audience, and we wanted to build a stickier experience. It turned out, for a fairly sizable chunk of our audience, that was a very sticky experience. People were coming along and playing games because, frankly, that was what they did. And the fact that they could do so on Duxter while still hanging out to socialize with other folks was much more appealing than Adam or I were going to bet on.
Yeah. To me, it's really about the community and about what people want. So I feel like startups here is about building something, and everyone wants to join a startup, wants to be a part of building something, and want to build something big and something that's sort of sustainable. I think that comes back to sort of our roots in like entrepreneurship in Seattle, from Costco, Nordstrom, Microsoft, Amazon. These are all huge companies that still exist. They didn't get flipped. They didn't sort of get everyone rich quick. They were these sustained things that everyone got to build a part of. It took thousands and thousands of people to build them. And I think we see that even in the startup stage. People want to join something and be a part of it. They don't just want to say, hey, let me jump on the rocket ship right before it takes off so I can get rich quick. And there are certain there are places in this country where that is the sort of what startups are about, is what's the fastest, hottest thing. I think here there's a little more support of actually building something and being a part of it.
I'll plug Paul Ingalls and Fanzo, who is, in some respects, our peer and competitor. Fanzo is a social network built around sports fans and around specifically the head-to-head competition for folks who have affiliations with particular teams. The interesting part of it is getting out there and making things happen, being able to see the results of what you're doing on a daily basis, and learning from how things are going and being able to adjust to that in a way that you really can't at a larger firm. Yeah. You have a lot of ability to make an influence on what you're actually doing, and really make a difference in the world, even on a smaller or larger scale. But building something new and exciting is a big part of the thrill.
We'd like to have a great growth curve, and we'd like to have hundreds of thousands of people. We'd like to have amazing engagement and retention numbers. We'd like to grow the team, and we'd like to have strong prospects for 2014, I think.
Our target growth strategy for this year is to go after certain vertical niches. So basically, we're going to go out and build tools and build relationships in particular games and particular genres of games. So, for instance, if we go make a big play in World of Warcraft, that our appeal to that audience ends up being significant. That it's one of the places that WoW players know and love and come and adopt us. And similarly, we'll do that again for for Minecraft, for StarCraft, for World of Tanks, for whatever the case may be. We've got dozens of different games that we want to chase after on that front. It's basically just a matter of what we end up prioritizing and what really catches fire with people.
That we become the go-to place for gamers, that sort of everyone who is a gamer is on the network that uses it, that gets value out of it, that are able to connect with the people they want, discover new games, and we can deliver value to sort of the gamer ecosystem at large. And I think that's the goal, and everything is just incremental on that. Continue on that.
If there's a place for gamers to be, we want to be there, and we want to connect across all the different platforms to be able to interact with wherever your gaming lifestyle takes you, and be able to support that and help you find and discover new and awesome things to do.
To me, it's about empowering people to be themselves, to embrace a part of them that's sort of shunned and taboo by society. You don't get to be yourself on Facebook if you're a gamer, and it's something that always felt unfair to me. And I'm a fairly normal person. I have sort of probably a typical Facebook presence, and it always sort of sucked that I couldn't be that part of myself and that I couldn't connect with and talk about the things that were interesting to me as a gamer. And so it's about sort of freeing that up in myself and other people like me, that you can be yourself, and you can, we like to use the term geek out, right? You can geek out on Walking Dead or The Hobbit or whatever, and that this is a sort of a supportive community where you can find other people like you, and it's not stigmatized. I think this is probably our mascot.
We would apparently be a derby unicorn.
Yeah.